All right, so we are now moving on to the importance of hydration, filtration, and obviously cooking when you're out hiking for 1 day, 2 days a week. So, Mike, you want to take it away from here?
Well, like we were kind of talked about before, there are two different schools of thought when it comes to water purification, filtration. One is purification tablets. They're very lightweight, very inexpensive. It's easy to bring a couple of these tablets with me. They do have a few downsides. They kind of taste a little funny. They sometimes require a few hours to work, so you can't use them right away. But also what was touched on earlier is a lot of times we have kind of mucky water in the desert that we're choosing from. And while this may kill all the bad stuff, there's still a bunch of bad stuff in there that you're swallowing and so forth. And dead bugs still might not be palatable to some people. So a lot of us will prefer to use a filter. This will maybe not kill the stuff that's in the water, but it will filter it out. And works pretty well. These will need to be maintained in the field sometimes. You can take the filter out of these and scrub them off and put them back in. But they work pretty well, and even if you have nasty water, they can make it a little more drinkable for you. That said, they're heavier and they're more expensive, so everything in this is a trade-off, and so there's some of the trade-offs with those.
What kind of price can you put on health, right? So
Exactly. And you know, considering that potable water is something that can save your life in the desert, it's not something to take too lightly.
Sure. No, well said.
So as far as cooking is concerned, there's a few options that we have. I generally like the jet boil style myself.
Yep.
This stove and canister all fit inside the jet boil. It's very efficient. Tends to boil water fairly quickly so that you don't need a lot of excess fuel that it takes to heat up water a lot of times. If we're in an alpine environment, we are melting our own snow to make water, so it'll take a lot of fuel. These don't work quite as well for simmering. That said, I've simmered quite a few, pasta side myself in these, and it works pretty well. Another good option is a small canister type stove, like a pocket rocket. These are very small and lightweight. They'll fit on just about any style of canister.
Yep.
We choose to use with these. They're fairly inexpensive. However, one of the limitations of the canister style stoves is they often don't work very well at high altitudes and or freezing cold temperatures. So if we're going to go do winter scents in Colorado or in California, we'll often want to bring a white gas type stove along with us. These are kind of more of a pain. We have to prime them every time we use them. They take a lot longer to get warm. They don't burn as clean. But they can also work a lot better at high altitude and freezing conditions. They also will work on just about any fuel, and you don't have to worry about buying a canister. A lot of these will even work on jet fuel and diesel fuel or gasoline. Also, these canisters don't fly. We can't take the canisters in an airplane. So if we're going to fly somewhere to backpack, we can often opt for this style.
Very, very good point.
We can also buy little windscreens, or you can make your own out of aluminum foil just to help protect it so that if the wind is blasting, it will be a little bit more efficient. There are a lot of different types of pots and pans and kits. This, kind of like the jet boil, is nice because it's all in one. We have the stove, or the cook pot. We have a couple of bowls, a couple of cups and stuff that we can use. That said, if we bring this style or this style of stove, we can use whatever type of a cook pot that we want.
And then, of course, I mean, depending on what you like to eat, there's
Yes.
so many options now available in terms of meals and snacks and desserts and goodies. So, I mean, this is dehydrated, so it's very lightweight, especially if you're going to be a bunch of you. Each team member can bring a few packs themselves and share the weight, and then share a delicious meal. So whatever your taste buds crave, I'm sure there's a meal out there for you. So I've actually eaten a few mountain houses, and they're quite good.
Yeah, freeze-dried food has come a long way over the last 20 years. It really is getting to taste really good now. Another thing with this is all we do is pour in boiling water, and we eat it out of the bag.
Yeah.
So sometimes while we use a lot of water drinking in the desert, we don't want to use a lot of excess water, maybe cleaning our dishes and so forth. This requires not much in the way of cleanup. It's not too efficient as far as the amount of trash you bring in and bring out with you, but it can be really nice in that after a long day, all you want to do is sit down and eat a warm meal, and this will be ready for you in no time.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go. It's not that complicated.